caters to everybody. And the kind of resources and the infrastructure that would be needed for a service provider to build, would we have the resources or the funding for that kind of infrastructure to be built by service providers? Considering that the fastest growing element in this planet is knowledge, which is growing leaps and bounds by the day, and the storage of this knowledge is actually going into data centers. And cloud actually hosts the contents of the knowledge. Where do we find all the storage space? So no service provider individually can actually host cloud computing. It will have to be a partnership model, and the partnership of service providers, which could be a telco, which may be actually the data center service providers, you have the OSS, BSS, because if the customers are not wanting to pay upfront as CapEx, why should the service providers be doing things on CapEx? Can we come out with a model, I'm talking from the point of view of a service provider, that we would do it on an OpEx model, and from whatever revenues that we earn, and as and when we earn, a portion of that revenues goes to all the partners that have actually put their resources into that building. And I think this is the most challenging portion of this particular piece right now, is getting the right model up. Everybody's talking about it. It is more of a fashion. You talk, the moment you get into a strategy meeting in any company, cloud has to be mentioned. 80% of the people actually do not know what cloud is. Yet, 60% of the time is spent on cloud discussions. Everything that can actually generate revenues or can actually get business on the table is forgotten when cloud comes up, because if one or the other, everybody has to have a higher voice in that particular discussion about cloud. So one needs to be heard that I'm talking about cloud. So it's best that I would say I don't know about cloud, and let's go on with how do we build to serve our customers well. What the customers really want is their content or their application. For a simple example, in my organization, we have spent several crores of rupees to build up a field entire ops management system. But it's useless. Useless from the point of view that the field person still has to come to office in the morning, report to the manager, leaves office at about 11 o'clock in the morning, goes to the field, comes back in the evening and reports the day's job. So the real customer-facing time that this person really gets is not more than 3.5 to 4 hours. Now, what kind of productivity can we expect from a person of this kind? Why did we even think of getting an end-to-end solution that the person was given a handheld device, which was actually something that he could have measured time, location, and fed into the system whether he had done it. Every discussion also could have been actually recorded if one had to. And it's a totally integrated system. It would actually end up becoming a business intelligence system, a tracking device, and also a performance measurement device. And if we had to find out anything about what that particular industry, which side the business is going, what the customers really need, we have had it all there. The point is, we think that the CIS knows it all, forgive me, but the business operations is run by business. And that's something that, and the problem is, it's not that the developments take place in isolation. The developments do not take place in isolation. But strategy planning is the last thing in the minds of an operational head. When he's called in for a strategic meeting, he's so bogged down with his thoughts about what's happening, what's our numbers, what is KPI, what are the achievements, that he's not really planned well for the future. So whatever he had to actually put on the table was not done. Now, how does this relate to the cloud? All this information has to come out and go and reside inside the cloud. The applications are based on the cloud. If a small SME or a SOHO company actually wants to set up a fully managed or a very, very sophisticated kind of environment that he or she is able to impress upon his customer that they are up to date with technology, they would need everything that a large MNC could actually deliver. And that is what a cloud could deliver in the future. What we really want to do is have differentiated offering to every level of enterprises, for which you have differentiated pricing. Last week, I was in KL and we were talking about voice is dead. Okay. And then came the discussion about HD voice and various kind of cloud services of voice. If you look at today, half the services that's on IP for voice services are basically cloud-based. So if we think anything is dying, we are mistaken, nothing is dying, they're just transforming. Normal, ordinary, run-of-the-mill internet is moving into cloud. We would be using the internet in a manner that we would be using contents in the manner of a cloud. Everything will change shape. And it's going to change shape so fast that people who have not embraced this change will be left standing, just watching and doing nothing. So, it's not about cloud, it's about ourselves. It's about how we are planning the entire thing. What are the resources that we are putting into the place? And what is it that we are actually delivering to our customers? How are we making customers' life different? Every technological innovation that has taken place has changed lifestyle and work style of the people who have adapted to that. There is nothing called rural or urban. People who don't adapt to technological changes are rural. They could be staying in urban geographies. People who actually adopt everything and could be rural, could be staying in rural geographies, would be actually urban. My personal aspirations are that I would stay in a rural geography, but with the latest amenities, and hopefully that should not be far away in time, because technology enables connectivity anywhere and everywhere. Like Mr. Suri just said, at the nook and corners of the country, every part will be connected. And certainly, if every part is connected, why does everybody have to flock into cities? Cloud, data center, proper billing solution, proper power, enablement of technology and delivery of the technology at the last mile to the last man is what this will enable things to happen. Thank you very much.